So the car's back on 4 stands. Let's see if we can do something about the rear suspension as well. Right, so I'm going to work on the rear suspension in this video, but before I do that, just wondering if anyone can help me out. So my front wheels, when I spin, don't get much spin. Now, I can't decide if that is bearing issue on the kingpin or the brake pads aren't releasing properly. When I do this, I don't actually have rock there, so just any thoughts really about how I can check that. What I'm trying to ascertain, I guess, is do I need to get those brake calipers off and extract the pistons and replace the seals and all of that? I know the answer partly is yes, just do it, but part of it is, well, let's not do it if I don't have to. Right, so we're on the passenger side here, and what I think I need to do is, I've got that bolt to undo. On the back end, it looks horrible up there. I don't know how well we can see, but we've got 2 here bolting on the other side that need to come out. In the middle here, we've got these 4 that need to come out. And my understanding is, so these come out first, then either end, and we can then, this shouldn't be under any tension, and so it can come out. So that's my understanding from the spring point of view. So we'll do that. We then need to get into the damper. Let's go around the tyre wheel. So the damper is up here, connects up there, and so we're going to have to get in under and have a look at that and how we get that out as well. And then we've also, I think this is the one that I've replaced, but look at the state of that. So I've got no idea when that went, but I'm going to guess that went when it fell off the stands, and if that's the case, I don't think I can really complain about it. Just have to accept it was my fault. So we're going to start with that as principle. We're not going to try to deal with the drive shaft or anything like that, but we might take a look at the rear anti-roll bar. It might be worth getting that out at the same time. We'll see. But what we are going to do, so we're going to start with these 4, and having taken, and we're going to start by trying to take this spring off. Okay, so I've got the car up on 4 stands, so these are onto the axle, and then 2 up at the front under the chassis, and then 1 back here under the transmission, I think. Okay, so that's what we're working on now. Okay, so I'm going to leave that in there for now and have a look at the back. I'm just looking at this and thinking about how I'm supporting and trying to decide if there's anything actually holding up the back right now, because this is on this side. The only thing that's connected to the car is the springs. I mean, let's think this through, Henry, come on. So what's holding all of this up right now? Have I got my stands in the right place? Okay, so have I got my stands in the right place? So my stands are holding up the axle. The axle is in effect connected here to the sway bar, which is connected to the body, but that's not strong enough to hold it up. It's connected to this, which is it's connected to this, okay, which is, but that's just letting the spring rest on it. Where else is it held? So what keeps it from collapsing onto the axle right now? Help! What keeps it from... The axle is just held up by the stands and by that sway bar. I don't think I've got anything actually holding up the body when the subframe, when the springs are disconnected from it. But if that were the case, this side would have come down by now. Oh shit. Okay, I'm working through this and I've decided that where I'm currently supporting the car at the back is the wrong place if I'm doing the springs. So the reason I put it there is when I was doing the front of the car, I had it supported here, and various reasons, basically the car fell, and so I thought, well, okay, a safer place to support it potentially is where I've done it there, but I'm supporting the axle, okay, and the axle will be held by these U-bends, these U-joints here, to the spring, which is connected to the car. All right, the axle's also connected via the sway bar, but that will do next to nothing in terms of protection. So actually I think I've got these stands in the wrong place for safety, so I'm going to have to move them somehow now, very carefully. And so what I might do is I might lower the front of the car, chock it, and then move those stands here, and so that would mean I'd actually have 4 stands at the back, 2 holding up the axle, 2 holding up the car. I think that might be what I'll do. Right, I don't know if I was right to worry or not, but when I started jacking up the front of the car, it came off the driver's side a lot quicker than I could get it off the passenger side stand, and I think that's because it was actually taking all of the weight. So I tried getting it up and moving it back a bit and to do it that way, and I was getting, well, I wasn't confident, so what I decided to do was go out and buy 2 more stands. So I bought 2 more and I've jacked them up so that I mean, initially when I've tried to fit it under, it was only on 2, and the other side was on 3. So I've set them both on 4 now, and so it's actually come off the axles there. It's come off the axle, but at least I've got support under everything now. Alright, and I've given it a good shove, and I can't budge anything, so I now think I'm going to be safe to work under it again. And so I can progress. Okay, I stopped videoing for a second there. Well, I didn't restart rather when I got back, so having supported it properly, that bolt at that end came out quite easily, and then this shackle, I think it's called at this end, here we go. We're just trying to take that off now. So and just rocking it back and forth seems to do the trick. Okay, so just a quick look at that. Those bushes actually look pretty good right there. This bush, I think possibly less so, but I'm going to order new bushes anyway, so I just want to take it all apart first. With this, I haven't decided with the spring if I'm going to try unbending these and reapplying, or if I'll just paint it all as one thing. And I don't think I want to try bending it and taking those off. So I think I'm just going to, well, I think I'm going to think about it a bit more, but certainly all of these bits here need replacing, and the question is, do I want to take this out and stuff like that. Do I want to take this out? Still, so that's one spring off. Now, shall we take a look now at the damper? So here it is. Okay, well that's got pressure in it, which is good. Yeah. But again, I'm moving that quite easily with one hand, which so it's better than the front one was, but it's still not great. So I think we'll maybe have a look at how we take that off next, and then decide if we want to. And do we want to take this arm off that damper and the bottom unit? Well, I think we certainly want to take the bottom unit off just to clean and paint up. We certainly want to replace these. We're going to replace all of these bushings. We're going to do that on both sides. We will get this clear, and we will paint these up like we did the other side. Actually, we can see that this one is pretty badly rusted. So the other one, look at that. Here we go. Okay, so the other one we already replaced, but I think based on the evidence of that, we're going to replace this one as well. There's no point, since I got it off, might as well do that. We'll clean these up. I've already done that on the other side. What else? At this point, I'm not sure what else. I realise I haven't turned my jazz off, so I apologise to anybody that disturbs. Yeah. So I think we'll just take a bit more off on this side for now, and then come back in a bit. Okay, so I think the rear damper's just held on from these two bolts here. So we're going to try to take those off now. Okay, good. So we've got that off. Now then, I think it is pointless not to do the sway bar at the same time. Oh, I do this every time. Okay, so we've got today the passenger rear suspension off. So we have the well, I don't know what these bits are called, but the U-bolts joints look okay, but this top's going to need to be replaced. These are from the sway bar, so cleaning up, and I mean the rubber doesn't look too bad. I'll look at the price. We've got the damper, which we're going to have to test out, clean up and test out a bit, and all of this. And then we've got the spring, and at the back, let's see if we can get it in. Yeah, so just there, these had new bushings in, the other side doesn't, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to get new bushings throughout. I'm going to tidy up now, and then tomorrow I'm going to take off the other side and hopefully get a bit further. in terms of, but what I might do is put some of these bits into some paint thinner to clean up a bit. So the nuts and bolts and things like that, get them in there, soak them overnight, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's gone okay, and I'm certainly glad the car didn't fall on me, and I think I did the right thing to get the extra stands. So we have here the right hand side, suspension off as well now. Some of this was a lot stiffer and tougher to get off, and some bits were easier because they'd come off before. So I think, looking at the sway bar, I think we'll end up replacing these because these look a bit perished. So I'll order sway bar bits as well, bushes. What we're going to do now, and I'll see how much we've used up, I think what we're going to do is now get everything cleaned, and so I think we might stop this episode here and go on to part 2, which will be cleaning everything up. This here, this over here is my parts cleaner, which is basically paint thinner, and then I use a toothbrush on it. So this has been cleaned off a bit already. So we'll get everything else in here and cleaned as well, and then a wire wheel to them. And having done that, we'll start reassembly. Now, I still haven't decided with the suspension, with the spring, if I'm actually going to take that apart, which I have seen done, but I don't really know how successful it is. Actually, no, I'm not going to take it apart. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I am going to maybe give it a clean, and then we'll put it straight back, and paint it and put it straight back on, I think is what we'll probably do. So that's where we are at the moment, and I think we might be stopping this episode there whilst we get on with the cleaning.